Fade in full.
I just feel like I should have started earlier.
You still gotta be a kid, man. You ain't want to play with video games and action figures. You rather be cutting hair. Like, I was cutting hair like 6, 7, 8, 9, and I wish I could have some of them years back. Some of them. The new generation is coming, man, and they ain't playing. They understand the level of experience that they have. They look at the game from a different perspective than I did coming up. I was just looking at how to cut hair. They're looking at how to make money, how to retain clients. They're even looking at the difference between teaching styles of different barbers. So I learned a lot coming here to teach. So what do you feel you need to do to get more people, to attract more people?
I really don't I mean, I be doing what I can, but
I think when you first start off, it's just trying to find people who would let you practice and trust.
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel like you have the skills, but people just don't know yet.
Yeah, people just don't trust. They
don't believe it.
Yeah, but I have been cutting my brothers and you feel me, my cousin, stuff like that. Family wise, I'm good, but like other people wise, they don't know who I am. So you know.
Somebody said making money. Are you already making money?
Wow, work.
The job I'm at right now. That's where I want to be at. But eventually, once I'm in the shop, I could do that full time. But while I'm in school.
All right, get up in a second. We're always looking for hungry young barbers at Fade and Full. But I'm sure there's a lot of shops out there that would love to have you once you have your license. Expect you to know and have figured out. So I'm sure everybody here's got Instagram.
You can start posting all your cuts and everything. Promote your own business.
We're living in an era of super producers, you know what I'm saying? So you have to have a bunch of other skills besides just the ability to cut the hair. You know this, one thing about this is that it's gonna be a continued learning experience. Even me at 40 with years of experience, I'm still learning how to use shears. But like I was saying, you gotta have different skill sets besides the ability to cut hair. We're talking about making money. Not only do you have to have the skill of making the money, but what do you do with your money once you have it? Because this is a profession where you have no retirement.
Start saving for it first.
You gotta invest.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got the right mindset. You know you're gonna have to save. You know you're gonna have to invest. That financial literacy is a skill set.
You gotta spend money to make money.
Even being able to attract clientele. Let's just say you build your clientele and you don't like these people. They're dirty, they're cheap, they don't spend a lot of money. If you have the skill of attracting clientele, then you know you could just rely on, how do I bring in more people? How do I find different people? How do I change my image? How do I go to a shop where I can have exposure to different types of people? These are things that I feel like you will need to consider once you get in the game and you got things rolling. Through the middle?
No, don't do that.
Just go like that. Oh man, I think I caught one. You good? You okay? All right, my setup is pretty basic. So these have been adjusted. They had some work, so when I turn them on, they sound crazy. They've been to the mechanic a few times. They ain't got that quiet sound. These are the Babyliss FX. Then I got my fast feeds. I'm a big fast feed guy. I've been cutting with the fast feeds with the chorus for mad long. The wireless, I'm still getting used to them. They are not adjusted. They are factory setting. I use my purple guards on my fast feeds. I got my Babyliss guards for my Babyliss and my walls. We're gonna move on to the walls. I got the magic clips here, also factory settings. They're not zero gap. And I got my Babyliss trimmers. I use these for my takedowns, for my bald and for my lines. These are adjusted, obviously. And I got these, the co-shaver, Anna's co-shaver. I think this is the best one in the game right here. That's it. Thinning shears, boop, and basic set of shears to get my cut on with. All right, that's it. Let's get started. So
I'm working on it.
This is my formula. Ball this out right here. And come over here, look up a little bit. And ball this out, kind of like a hump, like a kind of round motion, just so it got like a burst to it. Bring it over here. Same thing. I brought my clippers with me because I could cut easy and fast with my clippers. Like, it's good to know exactly what your clippers could do. I always get out my ball lines with these since they got a little bit of adjustment to them. And I like to work my way up with my fades. This is one of the ways where I feel like I can cut ahead real fast. Just hit the lever down a little bit more. Hit the lever down a little bit more. Hit the lever down a little bit more. All the way to the bottom a little bit more. Just blending like this down. But we'll get there in a second. Let me know if I'm going too fast or if there's anything you want me to explain.
Can you just explain like open and closed?
Okay, so
Like just say it like that, because like for me, that's how I open, like open, close, and like halfway and like that.
okay, so closed cuts more, open cuts less. So I look at it kind of like an eraser, like we're just making a picture with a let's just say there's a full black canvas and I'm like doing like an eraser to draw a picture on top of it. So I want to start from cutting more to cutting less to gradually go up into the taper, as opposed to like taking all of this down, then trying to taper it last. I want to just knock out the lowest part of the haircut first. With a cut like this, if it were a fade, I might take a different approach. There we go. Don't be afraid to make your client hold their head the way you need them to hold it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to do that. I used to start cutting hair and be scared to tell people how to move.
Do you like the taper blade?
The taper blade? Not really. I'm pretty basic when it comes to this stuff. I just want what's gonna get the job done. I'm gonna do the same thing here, but I'm not gonna go up too high. I'm gonna start with my lever wide open. Who's a fast feed guy here? Y'all like fast feeds?
I never have them, but I want to try them. Yeah, I want to try them.
I reckon.
Wait a second, so what are we using?
They're using Andes.
Well, in here we use Andes.
I use Davis.
I get like.
And a magic.
You ever watch those Walmart clipper channels?
No.
Well, I don't use Walmart clippers, but like I'll go on Amazon and just find like random clippers and put like wall blades on them, and I'll use them.
Oh, word? Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. One more time?
Andy's Masters and Big Big Clippers.
Okay. I ain't mad at the Babylist, but I'm not gonna shame any clippers here, but the Andis Master to me is like Stone Age for me. I started out with those. There's nothing wrong with that, but I can't use them now. All right, so same deal right here, just working my way up a little bit.
How long did it take you to find clippers that like fit you? It took me a minute.
I'm still trying to find some.
I'd say years, to be honest with you. So I started off in the barbershop in 1999, and I started off with a pair of Andis trimmers, which was the end all be all for trimmers for me. The Masters, I was able to get a good fade with them, but when I got these, not these, but the corded fast feeds is when it really took off for me. And I've had seniors, I've had some of the other ones that that Andis had, like adjustables, but my favorite fading clipper is the fast feed by far. So you asked me how long it take. So starting off professionally in 99, I didn't get my fast feeds till like 2012. So that's about 10 years in. I'll get to a point where I master like a certain type of haircut, and then there's a wave of people that always want that from me. So, if I'm doing like the same haircut over and over and over again, I mean, does that really make me a great barber? I've only mastered one haircut.
Nah, because
Well,
you gotta be able to do
it means you're mastering
a ton
what
more.
you're
You
good
can't just do the same one each time, because then some people could be asking for something different.
You are 100% right. Because if you would have walked in the barbershop with your hair in like 2007, then I probably would have walked out the shop. I wouldn't have even known what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So like I was nice, within my neighborhood, within my community, but if you'd have put me on in North Tonawanda, I would have been a nobody. I would have been like still learning how to start off. So like having like a diversified skill set, I'd say makes me really nice, and I didn't really get there till maybe 2018, 19, to be honest with you. Like I would do enough to make somebody happy with the experience, but the cut wasn't really that good. You know, talk to them, you know, like, yo, yeah, remember stuff about them, but the cut wasn't really that good. I'm being honest.
There's one thing that's like, you could be like a very unskillful barber, but as long as you're really good at talking to people, you can still continuously get clients. But if you can get both of them, like being a really skilled barber and being able to keep like conversations up with your clients, would be. Well, Miss R owns her own salon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no shops that I worked at in my younger years that are still open. They're all closed.
Yeah, we left and they turned the lights off.
Well, yeah. No, that's it. It was. I'm glad you mentioned about being diversified in the type of hair you cut, on different. Because I lived in New York for so many years. I was so used to cutting, you know, just ethnic hair and Caucasian hair. And then when I went down to South Florida, and you don't realize it, but Dominican hair, Cuban hair, Puerto Rican hair, it's all different. All those textures are different, and they react differently depending on how you cut them.
Well, I was cutting hair after school and on the weekends, and I had moved out on my own by that time. I had a roommate, and we lived upstairs from the barbershop that I worked at, so I was able to maintain. No. I was only doing it after school and on the weekends. But, you know, being on my own at that, so I moved out of my mom's house at 17. But cutting hair allowed me to do that. And because like I lived upstairs from the barbershop, it was easy for me to like go home, take my book bag upstairs, you know, whatever, go right down to the barbershop. I spent a lot of time in barbershops growing up. But when you get to the point where like it's the end all be all, like this is how you feed yourself, this is how you pay your bills, you'll tap into a whole different type of passion for the craft.
Like barbering kind of like filled that void of just like trying to get better at like something specifically, but you can never be perfect at it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's how barbering is.
Because I mean, like you can't be perfect at like everything in life, because like so some people might think that barbering's like an easy thing to do. All you gotta do is like cut hair and all that, but it's like really not. I mean, you can't be perfect at something. It takes like practice to master something.
Well, I was saying is like I don't think you can fully ever master barbering. Like
True.
if you ever look at a cut, like there's always gonna be something you look at and be like, okay, I could have done better at that. That's what I kind of like about it.
Who would you say is like the Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant of barbering? Yeah, who?
Like who'd be
Yeah, who's the GOAT?
No, that's hard.
Oh, the GOAT?
Yeah, who's
I don't even know.
I don't think there is one.
I don't.
Nah,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
Not in Buffalo. Not in
I-
Buffalo.
I
I think Veen.
I think no.
I mean, there are some good barbers in Buffalo, but like I don't think there's a GOAT one.
I think there's so many barbers that could teach you one specific thing, and you can learn from them. But like, I don't think there's one specific barber that's like the GOAT.
Right.
Yeah, somebody I look up to a lot though. D60.
Yeah.
who?
360.
Oh, 360 Jeezy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's the GOAT at like YouTube.
Who?
I'll say that. Like 360 is probably
But
like the
he
GOAT
teaches-
at like
True.
cutting hair and like on YouTube and like showing him that he's good at that.
Who's
But-
that? Who's that?
You know what's crazy though? Like I have way more like pictures of my cuts now than I did then, so I could track my progress a lot more easier. Like I had a lot of cuts back in the day that they probably were good for the time, but if we looked at them now with the lens that we have now, we'd be like, yo, this is trash. Let's rip the Band-Aid right off, man. I know there's somebody here that feel like they could cut better than me.
Nah.
I do.
Okay, we gotta see what you can do. I want to see you teach me. What gives you that supreme confidence in the way that you cut?
Because I do it a lot. Like, I practice a lot. And I spend a lot of time doing it, so I feel so confident with doing it.
Okay. How many haircuts you think you did so far in your lifetime?
I've been like, and my clientele was small in 7th grade, but I started in 7th grade to 11th grade.
You have to pick a number, bro.
I said,
There's a couple thousand.
And
guys.
at
Couple
this point,
thousand?
Yeah.
YouTube within itself is a full-time job. With creating content, shooting it, editing it, posting it, promoting it. I usually just now do whatever's on my mind. Like when you wrote me the letters, I was like, all right, this is a YouTube video. When I came here, the first time that was a YouTube video, but the audio and visual wasn't that good.
So that's why you got this.
Yeah. That's why I got Kev for the quality. He's doing this one. We'll see how it goes. Oh, okay. So I got some stiff competition here. I'm going against the best. You get your hair cut by the best, right? Okay. All right. So I gotta step my game up now. I can't play. I can't play. Yo, one thing about this, you always gotta remain competitive too, man. Yeah, that's a good question. You're talking about the new era of barbering. Yeah, I got Pat making $4,000 a month out of his garage. Yeah, so I don't know. I was gonna take his course just to see if I could break it down, cause like I don't know if I told you guys I'm writing a book right now about barbering called the Barber Blueprint, and I want to cover people like that in there. But if I don't take his course, then I can't really like explain. I don't think that. I mean, I want to say I don't think that his course is really worth the money, but I would have to take it to know for sure. You know what I'm saying?
I just work for me. I'll take it. I'll review it back. I don't think his course really makes sense for barbers who really have passion for barbering.
Why is that?
In like the previews and stuff like that, he's always like, oh well, you should be only cutting like 3 heads a day and making like $200 a day. And that just sounds boring. I feel like that's the way to make barbering kind of boring. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he only talks about money. So like I feel like people who have a passion for like, the art of it, they wouldn't like the course.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is very wise. Because if you really love doing this, you want to be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to make it so like when you're done doing barbering at 25. I mean, I guess in like a financial way that's like smart, but it's like. What's the point of like pursuing this career?
When you do it too much, you know, you can get burnt out.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to.
If you love this career and you took your time out your life to learn this and you stop at a young age, that's missing. Ain't that just wasting time?
But you guys are missing one big piece of the puzzle. This industry isn't just about standing behind the chair. This industry is about a lot more. You have standing behind the chair, but you also have shop ownership. You have education, you have managers out there. There's a lot more to the barbering industry than just standing behind a chair cutting hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think like there's so many things you could do with barbering. Like why want to stop so young when you could like keep going?
And
like,
get better at it.
Like,
you may be talking about cutting 3 heads of hair a day to where you're expanding onto something else though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it could be.
When you do something over and over again, you get burnt out. So
Yeah.
if you get burnt out, how you get your passion back for it?
Something that fuels us and inspires us. Like doing customers, that ain't always inspiring, man. Especially if, you know, they're only talking to you about their problems and what's going on with them. You know, they don't really care, you know, they want their cut to be good, but they don't care. They're not nerding out over the clippers and the combs and the shears with you, you know what I'm saying? So coming here is like where you get that passion relit. Like you being around, I'm being around like-minded people that are interested. Like you're reminding me of what it was like to be your age and be interested in cutting hair. You know, how do I get money? How do I build people? Like, you know, once you're in the barbershop and you have people and then you have barbers and you have like you just lose it just die out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
There's other things too though, like barber shows. Those are a huge
That's what I'm
community.
saying, like-
You know, you go to those, and it's not just the barber shows, but it's any show. Like the PBA, the premiere shows in Orlando, the show in Vegas, the Barber Expo in Connecticut. When you go to those shows, you come back really pumped because you've met so many different people out there that share your same interests that motivates you to do more. And I'll tell you, in this industry as well, like I said, not just But this wall is motivation.
Right now, 50. Right now. Yeah. So I gotta.
You know how with clientele, how you talking about like some clients that be cheap that only want to pay 20, then it'd be like clients that'll pay like that got more money. Like how do you like work around it? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, doing it for so long, like you got a way of like screening the clients. Like you could tell, like, you know, who's really serious about coming back. You know, coming to you like frequently, or who's just coming to you because their barber ain't available. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people that you can retain. And with people that you retain, you know, you got to be able to charge them accordingly. So whatever fair market rate is, let's just say fair market rate is 40. You said you're the nicest, so you should be a little above that. If the demand is there for you. If you like charging 60 and you're not booked up. So one thing about charging those high prices, like that makes sense if you like, you know, cutting 10 people, 8 to 10 people a day at $200, you winning. But if you're only cutting 3 people a day at $200, like.
But hey, you gotta put some work in.
All right, get you some razor work on there. Yo, you look upset, beloved. You getting cut? Oh,
I ain't upset.
oh. That's your mean mug?
No, I'm absorbing.
I know gets off in these stairs.
I'm absorbing like this,
Yeah,
like.
he's just absorbing the information.
Yo, it's hot in here.
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, I have like covered in the book. So you buy a book about barbering. Is there anything that you feel should be in it?
I think a barbering book should be more about business than it is teaching steps on how to cut hair. Because I feel like cutting hair should be an
I ain't gonna
in-person
lie.
thing, and barbering books should be
I
about
feel
business.
you on that one.
You know, that's something you should do with your book, though, is make it the business end of the barbering industry, and that way we can use it as a textbook too.
So I don't think it makes sense to like do a teaching book on barbering, like teaching people how to cut hair through like a book.
Yeah, but I feel like it's gotta have a chapter on that
best
though.
like when I'm looking at it. So
Yeah, still have a chapter on that though, like steps by
Yeah,
steps. Like
that's fine.
You know how you told us to start off like set the guideline, the ball line, and then you put it like that. Like have steps in there as one chapter, but
Okay.
Clippers and stuff. You should have a book, you should have your story in it.
Yeah, like some like talks about how you go from.
Cause you ever pick up a book and you just start reading it, and it's just like, this isn't interesting. You know, like you want something in there that's actually gonna make someone want to read.
Oh!
I
Yo.
know what Jason's saying. Like they're not gonna really read.
focus on the younger kids, try to grab their attention.
Yeah, I feel you. And I was asking him like some questions about the barber game, and it was almost like he had the answer, but he didn't give it to me. Oh, you. Yeah, like I was like, cause it's some things that he's older than me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at him like, yo, I want to know, like, you know, what's it like up there? Wouldn't I get there? You know, and it's like, I really didn't get like you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm in a position where I feel like I need to give it all, cause I'm not gonna be here forever, and everything I know gonna die with me if I don't put it in a book or talk about it.
Him coming into the school is a bonus for him in a couple of different ways.
Because he gets content out of it.
He gets the content out of it, but he also gets his name known amongst you guys in here. He also is advertising for the.
Yeah, I know this the.
This is the worst part.
Yo.
You're attack now.
Yo.
Boy, I just got sweat.
Yeah, that's it.
That looks good.
That's it. All right, what's up? We doing another? I mean, it was a great experience, and since I'm writing a book, the Barber Blueprint, you know, gives me not only more source material to put inside of my book, but also I can understand what areas need to be addressed for them so that they can learn, you know what I'm saying, the new generation. So it's a win for the win, man. I always love coming here. And doing it once in a while works for me, because every day it might be a little overwhelming. I appreciate you, Kev, for helping me out with the audio and visual so that we make sure that this actually goes out to the people. Because last time, man, I didn't make it. I was using the phone.
Gotcha.